Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to the video. This is Fish Vlog number 89, and my apologies for Friday's video being a short, but I had an awful lot going on this week, and if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll get to see part of it. So these are baby zebra danios. I stuck a pair in this tank for about 3 days, I think it was, pulled them out, and then just waited for them to hatch, and if you remember from last Sunday's vlog, they hadn't quite done that. Believe it or not, that was the next day, so they are definitely in there, and I think I'm going to change over breeding them to isolating the males and the females, and then putting them together and hopefully getting larger batches. But I just wanted to get them started, so that was the best pair, and they have some offspring, and we'll have to raise them up. And remember, I had split this colony up, and as you can see, they are now, well, they don't really stop breeding, but what they do is outcompete the fry too much, and none of them really survive. So some of the babies are now beginning to survive, and as you notice there, I have let a little bit of hair algae grow in that tank because this supplies a bit more of a hiding spot for them, and also, of course, helps feed a lot of the microfauna that's in there. So I'm letting that grow a little bit more wild, and again, just in the hopes of getting more fries. I really like those killies. So this is my new method now for harvesting scuds, or gramaris, if you like the more technical term. This is what I used to do. I used to just take the turkey baster and just take a bunch of the mulm off the bottom and then just stick this directly into the aquarium. And instead, I've decided to do it a little bit differently because, well, it doesn't really make that much of a mess, but it does, make a little bit more work in those tanks. So what I do now is as you saw, just suck up a bunch of stuff off the bottom and then rinse it out so that most of that mulm goes back into this tank here. And then, here I'll show you what I get. It's not a whole lot the first time, but I do it 2 or 3 times depending upon how many I want. And then I take it into this is just any sort of small container is fine. I use sour cream containers. And then I take it over to one of the fish tanks and spill some water on the floor. And then I use tank water just to rinse out the net. So that's the first batch of it. It's fine. That's enough usually for maybe about 2 tanks. But I did this twice, and now I have a lot more. And what I'm going to do is going to show you feeding some of the fish now. I mean, I've shown you this before, but it's interesting because it really does perk up the fish. They really love this, being able to go and hunt down and eat live food. It is a psychological boost like none other. And one of the reasons I'm showing you this today is I had, as I showed in a short, I have isolated a nice pair of Crebensis. They were in a 30-gallon tank with a whole pile of their own kind, and they were breeding in there, but I do want to kind of isolate them a little bit like this and show the parental care, and I think they're going to do really well in here. So what I did is, these guys have only ever been fed scuds basically by, well, they're on all my tanks, so every now and then we'll stick their head out and get eaten, and that's all they've ever gotten. They've never actually been fed en masse like this, so I thought I would show you that. And these guys really love them as well. In truth, I have not seen any of the fish that I have kept, besides possibly the Brazilian rams that didn't really care for it. And they even liked them. They just, I don't know, something about them did not suit their digestive system. But these guys, and pretty much every other fish in my fish room, even the guppies, just love eating them, and they do very, very well on it. Looks like the male's got a bit of a tear in his tail now. Interesting. Maybe they're getting a little too frisky in that tank. Anyway, hopefully in the next week or 2, I'll be able to show you some videos of these guys with a nice school of babies. So, and I even feed these to the goldfish. I have moved an awful lot of these out now. I think I'm down to less than half of the original amount. I don't have a lot of use for goldfish, but I do have a few small tanks that are unplanted that they're perfectly suited for. So what I've done is, a couple days ago, I had, well, this is the breeding pair, the one that all of them will come by, and I put a whole pile of Java moss in this tank and let them get frisky, and I took it out, I think, yesterday. And I have now had it in a basin, and hopefully they will hatch out some eggs. Like I said, I don't need a lot of them, but I do like to keep at least a few going, and they're a lovely pair. I mean, they're hardy, they're colorful, and they don't beat each other up, which is always a bonus. So, last week I'd shown you this, and shown you some of the problems with it, and I had cleaned out the lift stacks, and it is now bubbling again. It's now producing air, and you can see in the gravel itself there's still some blockage there. This definitely needs to be cleaned out, and that is going to be a project for, I think, next week or the week after. I'm not sure. It just needs to be done. The fish are fine, of course, but it is only a matter of time. And I do have a video, the one that was supposed to be up on Friday about that, which is going to explain some of the pros and cons of sterilizing certain species of algae and other stuff that may crop up from time to time. And I'm going to go into all that, and hopefully I'll have that for you on Wednesday. I have all the footage done now. It's just a simple matter of doing the narration. And as you can see, these guys are growing up very, very well. And all that red Luigi I put in here is just doing awesome as well. It does need to be thinned out. I don't want this to become just a plant tank with a few guppies. I do want it the other way around. Well, maybe not quite the other way around. I would like a lot of plants in here, but it is mostly a major growth station for all the guppies that I have. So that is its plan, and hopefully I'll get that straightened out. So this is the reason why, well, part of the reason why. I mean, I did have some work to do as well, but this is the reason I didn't manage to get to finishing that narration. This is almost done now. I have an awful lot of drawers here. Next week I want to show you how I plan on keeping everything labeled and have a method of being able to locate what I want, because 2 years after you stick something in a drawer, you're going to forget what's there. I mean, there's no way that you can remember it, and I want to be able to always find what I want. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. This is my old method for being able to put things on pegs and hang various tools. I'm not doing it this way, but I am going to do something like that as well to finish this off. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all this, and I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.